This is HRTV Rewind, taking a look back at the racing week.
But let's turn our attention to Thanksgiving Day. I'm sure everybody has a lot to be thankful for, and you have the Falls City.
Well, this is kind of the other end of the spectrum, you know, because the Clark Handicap is a deep Grade 1 event. The Falls City Handicap is a Grade 2 event, and you know, to speak frankly, and this is not up to Grade 2 caliber. I mean, this is a race that you're going to have Reina Elvira, who's coming off a romping win in the Grade 3. She's the nicest horse in here, along with Super Espresso, but it's probably more of a Grade 3 type of renewal this year. Reina Elvira and Super Espresso I see as the horses to beat, but again, not the deepest race.
They're deep inside the final furlong and a half. A Fleeting Lady on the inside now. Juanita down the outside. Reina Elvira. A Fleeting Lady, a slender lead on the outside. Reina Elvira. These two duel inside the final 100 yards. Reina Elvira, a nose in front. A Fleeting Lady to the inside. It was Reina Elvira who gave trainer Bill Mott his 4th win in the Falls City Handicap.
In a year for the Horse of the Year of the Eclipse Awards, that, at least for my opinion, is very wide open, I think this is a great opportunity.
Yeah, the Eclipse are very wide open. You know, still nobody has stood out real well or anything like that. But you know, Eclipse awards are people's opinion. You know, and if he would step up and run good today, why, it would be their choice of whether they wanted to vote for him or not. But in the Team Flat Out, he's already a champion with us, you know.
Well, Scooter,
he come through all his adversities and that he had and come back and run like he has. Why, he's quite a horse.
Down the outside, Mr. Mardi Gras inside the final furlong now, and it is Wise Dan and John Velasquez who go to a lead of 2 lengths inside the final 16th. It is Wise Dan clearing away to take the Clark Handicap. Wise Dan wins.
Could not be a more impressive 2-year-old. I mean, it was him. I've seen a lot of 2-year-olds in my time, and it's for me to take a 2-year-old who just broke their maiden, going 3/4 of a mile in a stake, stepping up to 2 turns, mile and a 16th. He has to be special, and he was. He's got a beautiful pedigree, but more than that, for me, and Zoe, you'll appreciate this. I mean, this horse acted like a 5-6-year-old, allowance horse in the paddock and in the post parade, and that's throughout the race. And Julian Leperoux said, he's just as smart a horse as he's ever been on. So he's going to get tested. He's got the worst of it. He's got the rail. He's got 2 turns. He's going to have to show all that class. I think Gemologist is strictly the one to beat in there. That's his now colt off those 2 wins. And I kind of like Ian Wilkes' horse, Timely Tally. There is a lot of pace.
Gemologist now has got a neck in front. Ever So Lucky is gamely rallying against the inside rail. Back in third, Optimizer from the clouds on the wide outside. Timely Tally. Gemologist has the lead on the drive to the line. Gemologist wins the Kentucky Jockey Club. And On Fire Baby is lit up now by Joe Johnson, and she's scorching the dirt. She's gone clear by 4 lengths, giving chase. Gold Rush Girl racing in second. Backspin from the back of the pack, but there is no catching On Fire Baby. She wins the Pocahontas. Now she takes the Goldenrod.
This time you even sat on a horse, or do you even remember?
No, I really don't remember, sweetie, and most probably was about 3 years old. Yes, ma'am. I think I was born to ride, the whole family was into horses, and I wasn't going to be a doctor or lawyer, so I think I was just born to ride.
And I'm probably going to vote for Amazombie. He did have, 2 Grade 1 wins with the Ancient Title and the Breeders' Cup Sprint in a Grade 2. Caleb's Posse makes an interesting case. If you look at only Caleb's Posse, is a 3-year-old who won the Dirt Mile, which, being that it was a 1-turn mile this year, a lot of voters will consider a sprint, anything around 1 turn. If you look at his races in which he sprinted, there was only 3, and he won a Grade 2 and a Grade 1, and then another Grade 1 in the dirt mile.
Let's move to one of the best feel-good stories as far as Eclipse voting goes, and it's Bill Kaplan and Musical Romance. How about the female sprinters, Jenny?
Oh, that's a tough one, and I'm going to get some heat on this one either way because it is a great story, Bill Kaplan. I remember just a few years ago when he came with a horse to the Derby, he only had 6 horses in his barn, and he got 2 of them here to Churchill Downs. Got a few more horses now, but that mare, she's been very consistent. She won the race at Presque Isle, which is the Masters, which is a very nice race. Just gets beat in a photo on the poly track at Keeneland and wins the Breeders' Cup Sprint. I mean, Lady Mare Sprint, rather. The complication for her is that in their head-on competition, Sassy Image did beat her.
Does winning the Breeders' Cup Sprint put a horse on the fast track for Eclipse Award honors? Since the advent of the World Championships in 1984, 15 of the 27 sprint winners, including Elo, Smile, Gulch, Artax, and Kona Gold, did earn the championship. In the dozen other instances, some of the eventual champions hadn't even raced in the sprint. Case in point, in 2009, Kodiak Cowboy's year-end goal was the Cigar Mile, not the Breeders' Cup. His victory in the Cigar Mile, combined with a long shot winning the sprint,
Gallardo, Crown of Thorns, Dancing in Silks, 4 of them hit it together,
earned Kodiak Cowboy the lion's share of the votes. Benny the Bull, Smoke Blacken, and Housebuster are others who missed the Breeders' Cup but received love from the voters. One of the tightest photos in sprint champion voting featured Midnight Loot and Benny the Bull. Midnight Loot won the 2008 Breeders' Cup Sprint for the 2nd year in a row. Yet it was his only win from 2 starts that year. Benny the Bull didn't race beyond July, yet he was a perfect 4 for 4. So what did the voters do? They snubbed defending champ Midnight Loot in favor of Benny the Bull, who received 21 more votes.
Benny the Bull takes the lead, and Benny the Bull beat Idiot Proof.
Upset winners of the sprint often get the short end of the stick at the polls, especially if the favorites don't completely flop. Groovy and Safely Kept both won the championship, even though they came up short on race day. Ironically, when Safely Kept did win the sprint in 1990, she lost the Eclipse to Housebuster. In the short history of the sprint's female counterpart, the formula has been straightforward. Win the filly and mare sprint and earn the championship. With one exception, in 2008, Ventura defeated Indian Blessing, yet the latter earned the championship for her exceptional body of work that season.
On Fire Baby has taken the lead at the 16th. Orby K is in second down the wide outside. And why not? Out in front, On Fire Baby. On Fire Baby to win for Gary Hartledge and Joe Johnson. Motor City, Burrell scraping the rail, has surged through to lead in the Iroquois. Racing to line, Motor City to give Ian Wilkes his 2nd win in the Iroquois. Jose Lascano who goes to the lead. Silver Medallion. Here's Wilkinson on the outside, the last to try and challenge, but it is Humble and Hungry who takes the Commonwealth turf.
Mr. Mardi Gras down the center of the track. Then Equestrio at the fence and Demarcation. A dramatic finish in the Yak-Yak. Almadoro, Mr. Mardi Gras to the outside in Glenwood Canyon. Here's Mr. Mardi Gras. Will's Wildcat will have to hold off Wine Police. Uncle Brent next on the outside. Will's Wildcat and Wine Police. Will's Wildcat and Calvin Burrell have done it. Here's Buckle Up Buttercup on the outside, running up alongside of Mayday Rose. These two down to the wire. Here's the finish. Buckle Up Buttercup or Mayday Rose. Salty Strike takes the lead, and then it's Miss Dora, Garnet Crystal, Splendor Town. Dancing in Her Dreams is 5th, passing the 16th pole. It is Salty Strike and Mike Smith on top, and a convincing winner.
Inside the final furlong, Ravi Song on the outside of Deluxe. These two drive inside the final 100 yards. It is now Deluxe who goes on by a neck, and Deluxe wins, and it's a 6th win in the race for Bill Mott. In second place now, Tourmaline. Busy Caroline gets the seam to the inside. Smart Sting is coming on late, but it's Marketing Mix who's eased down to win. Marketing Mix, much the best. Blue Street has gone clear by 3 lengths, and it's Blue Street who's going to win for the 10th time and gives Robbie Alvarado his 4th win in the River City Handicap. Arena Elvira nose in front, a fleeting lady to the inside. It was Arena Elvira who gave trainer Bill Mott his 4th win in the Fall City Handicap. And it is Wise Dan and John Velasquez who go to a lead of 2 lengths inside the final 16. It is Wise Dan clearing away to take the Clark Handicap. Wise Dan wins. Giving chase, Gold Rush Girl racing in second, backspin from the back of the pack, but there is no catching on Fire Baby. She wins the Pocahontas, now she takes the Goldenrod. Gemologist has the lead on the drive to the line. Gemologist wins the Kentucky Jockey Club. In second, Ever So Lucky. In third was Timely Tally.
You're watching HRTV Rewind.
You're right, first time for Todd Pletcher, Disposable Pleasure and the Demoiselle. It's a grade 2, goes as race number 6. Do you know anything about this filly?
I watched her run with Javier last time, and she was very impressive, and she seems like she definitely can handle the distance with no problem, so I'm excited to be riding her today.
And they're off. A bad stumble at the break there for the favorite, Disposable Pleasure, who was left in last. Disposable Pleasure has taken the lead. A remarkable run. Disposable Pleasure and Wildcat Smile. They're coming down to the finish. Disposable Pleasure, Wildcat Smile. Photo finish. Photo finish. Disposable Pleasure ran a terrific race in the Demoiselle, and so did Wildcat Smile. They were right there together at the end. And it is Marion Ravenwood still holding off with Great Pleasure, puzzling well behind them, and down to the wire, and Marion Ravenwood scores a wire-to-wire win, won it by a length at the end, with Great Pleasure was second. Puzzling wound up third. On the outside, Nathan's HQ, but it's still Sunrise Smarty. Sunrise Smarty is still holding on. Nathan's HQ, a final try on the outside. Flat Bolt flattens out, and it is Sunrise Smarty who has a courageous front-running victory here in the Fall Highway. Lovely Lil, all due respect, doing her best. Her best is second best today. It is Lovely Lil, the winner. All due respect and Cece's pal. Love and Pride down on the rail. Head-to-head as they come to the final furlong here. Draw It runs in third. Inside the final 8th, and it is Awesome Feather getting away from the field now. Love and Pride, Draw It, Miss Valentine, down to the finish. Awesome Feather. Perfect. Oh, Prado again on the outside is third, followed by El Padrino fourth. Late Run Done Talking down to the finish. Here comes Oh Prado again. Oh Prado again. The winner of the Remsen by 3/4 of a length, a 3-way photo for second. Super Speedy El Padrino and Done Talking. To Honor and Serve is called on by Jose Lascano, and they now take the lead. But Himbook, so far behind earlier, is coming up late on the outside. Time running out for Himbook. It is To Honor and Serve. Himbook and Calibra Choa. To Honor and Serve is the winner of the Cigar Mile.
Cigar's jaw-dropping win streak, which spanned 3 years during the 1990s, electrified existing racing fans and created new ones. Owned and bred by Alan Paulson, an aviation enthusiast, Cigar was named for a pre-flight instrument checklist performed by pilots. He was a late bloomer, and it wasn't until well into Cigar's 4-year-old campaign that his career took flight. After winning an allowance race at Aqueduct in October of 1994, the son of Palace Music smoked 11 rivals in the Naira Mile.
And Cigar running a monstrous race.
The streak was on. The Naira Mile, since renamed in Cigar's honor, was just one of 10 Grade 1s he won during a 16-race unbeaten streak. The future Hall of Famer jetted all over the country with trainer Bill Mott and his regular rider Jerry Bailey by his side. Cigar's tour de force landed him in the winner's circle at Gulfstream Park, Oaklawn Park, Pimlico, Suffolk, Hollywood Park, Belmont Park, and Arlington Park. Among the most celebrated of his victories was the inaugural Dubai World Cup in 1996. The purse, a staggering $5 million, was the richest in the world at that time.
It's going to be Cigar's going to take it up the line. Cigar by 3 parts of it. 14 out of 14 for Cigar, a world champion.
Cigar's first Horse of the Year title was earned after he won the 1995 Breeders' Cup Classic at his home track, Belmont Park. Till this day, he remains the shortest priced Classic winner. His streak was snapped in the 1996 Pacific Classic. The run would end at 16, but not before Cigar had tied the Great Citation for most consecutive wins by a major American racehorse in the Arlington Citation Challenge a month earlier. The Maryland-bred would pose in the winner's circle one final time in the Woodward. 2 starts later, he would compete in his final race, losing the Breeders' Cup Classic as the heavy favorite. Despite the losses, he was recognized with his second Horse of the Year title. His earnings reached $9.9 million, a North American record that was untouched until Curlin broke it in the 2008 Jockey Club Gold Cup. Fittingly, Cigar was treated to an elaborate retirement party at Madison Square Garden in New York City. And not surprisingly, a great deal of anticipation was placed on Cigar's stud career. And there was an equal amount of disappointment when he proved to be infertile. Today, Cigar lives at the Kentucky Horse Park's Hall of Champions, where his adoring fans can get up close and personal with the legend.
You're watching HRTV Rewind.
Give me one thing that you're thankful for on this week of giving thanks.
How about 4 things? Okay. My wife, Maureen, and my 3 kids, Laura, Sarah, and Michael.
You know what? Everyone here at HRTV is thankful for you, the HRTV viewer.
Happy Thanksgiving to you and everyone down at the Big Easy. You guys have got a lot of exciting things going on, but for the bettors, something intriguing. It could be gold. What's this all about?
We hope so. We're introducing a new wager this season, the Black Gold 5, and this is an opportunity for people to make, those life-changing types of scores that I think horse players more and more are looking for these days. So we created this wager. It's a pick 5. If you hold the only winning ticket, you're going to take down the whole pool. If you go 5 for 5 on a day when other people do as well, then half of the pool gets paid as a consolation, and the other half still goes to the carryover and allows it to build up.
Back and Tans at Larry's, drifting on the outside, and toward the rail is Kissimmee Kyle. Like a double on the far outside, inside the final 16th with James Graham in the Mr. Sulu Stakes. Populist Politics, a going-away winner by 6. They battle into this final furlong. On the outside, Gantry, farther out Southern Style. Mambo Galliano on the extreme outside. Inside the final half furlong, Cash Refund. On the outside, Gantry. Cash Refund. Gantry in a photo. It's a close call. Down toward the final furlong. JB's Thunder just in front. At the inside is J. Isle, and Sun Tracer comes roaring right over the top for Rosie Napravnik. Inside the final 16th in the Woodchopper Stakes, Sun Tracer wins going away. Daisy Divine leads Ruthenia by 5. 4 outside, Poof 2. Love Dare under pressure. Artemis Kitten is next. Well inside the final half furlong under James Graham, here's Daisy Divine. Daisy Divine has won it from Ruthenia.
You've got the Legends race fitting in being historic. Tell us a little bit about Legends Day today.
Well, the 6th race today, we have a field of 12, and all the horses in the 6th race and all their connections have given approval for this, but they're going to be called by their Legends names. So Millie and Pete in the past I've called Horse of the Year Rachel Alexandra here, but not the 1941 Horse of the Year Whirlaway. So it should be quite interesting to have names like Risen Star, Grindstone, and Whirlaway, Blushing KD, and the 76-time winner Panzeretta being mentioned back here in historical New Orleans.
Risen Star down toward the final 16th. Master Derby fully extended. And the one-time only Fairgrounds Legends purse. How fitting. A great Risen Star represented by number 11.
And with all due respect to Zenyatta and Pepper's Pride, the record now belongs to him and him alone. Rapid Redux, 20 consecutive wins as he totally eclipses tonight's opponents. An easy win for Rapid Redux in 140.04. 20 consecutive wins, a North American record.
He's been feeling real good. He's been having a little trouble loading the past 4 or 5 times. He went in reasonably well, but, you know, I mean, I always worry a little bit, but the field was a little softer this past time than it's been, so I felt pretty confident to get it done.
Rapid Redux, how special is he? What does this mean to you and your career as an owner?
Well, it's definitely the most unforgettable thing. I think I would remember on my deathbed, especially if we still have the record, and then when that time comes. But it is the mathematics behind winning this many in a row is so high and so unbelievable that it's almost impossible. It's like 1,000,000 to 1, and anytime you can do something like that and be recognized for it, it's a great privilege. I don't take it for granted. I know it's not going to happen again, probably. I'll ever have this kind of achievement, but I enjoy it. And, when you treat people right and pay all your bills and be nice to everybody, then sometimes you get rewarded, and maybe that's how it's worked out.
Trip for AJ slipped through, and she grabs the lead. Trip for AJ in front. Oregon Lady coming after her. Denomination's got to try to fight on a little better. Snowtop Mountain, the stand side. Here comes Oregon Lady at Trip for AJ, then Snowtop Mountain. Oregon Lady and Paco Lopez win the My Charmer. And Jiminator has gone up to Poconos in front. Mambo Meister fighting tooth and nail from the inside. Stimulus Plan has come from far back. He's now up into third. Mambo Meister and Fernando Jara. Jiminator and Joe Bravo. Jiminator ahead in front. Jiminator wins the Hooper. Musketeer saved all the ground, and he's the new leader of Furlong Out. Samard is trying to run with him. Then we have Center Divider. Winchester has to do a little bit better, but it's Musketeer leading the way from Samard. Musketeer, Samard, the two Atfield trainees. 1-2 in the McKnight.
That's all for Rewind this week. Here's a look at what's coming up next week on HRTV.